If you've watched Chernobyl, you would recognize some of these, and it's scary. Welcome to the Museum of an Era. Well, hello, comrades. In this particular windy day, I chose to head to one museum in Peshtera. Right now, I'm in the heart of the Rhodopian mountain, around Pomporovo Chepelare, and I'll head to Plovdiv, and from there to the west, where Peshtera is located, there is the Museum of the Socialism. There you can see iconic cars from this period, vintage tech, childhood toys, and so much more. So let's hit the road. Oh, I have to say that it's a bit cold here. It rained yesterday, so I'm going to tell you something about the museum. It was founded on 9th of September 2016. Interesting date, because on 9th of September in 1944, the communists seized the power violently through a coup here in the country, and I think that the date was chosen on purpose. It kind of symbolizes the communist regime in Bulgaria, and the whole exhibition there it's rich. There you can see some iconic Lada 2107, 2101, which were actually considered the luxurious vehicles during this period, especially compared to Moskvich, the other iconic brand. And Moskvich, they have 408, 412 models. If I have to be honest, people aren't so impressed by the quality and cars of this period at all. They weren't that reliable. You want to go to the beach and it is 200 kilometers, you will have at least one big repair during this journey. And there were also overheating, but what can we say? This is part of the story. And even in my childhood, during the 90s and the early 2000s, these cars were still widely used. And the reason why I like this museum is because the founders deliberately avoided all these political elements that would result in some kind of propaganda. Their main goal is to bring the nostalgia back to the hearts of those who lived in these years, and to show to those who didn't what life looked like back then. When I was a kid, I thought that this one was a hangar for an airplane, and I thought that the airstrip is somewhere hidden here. But of course, there wasn't an airstrip. And here on the right side is Bachkovo Monastery. These holy places were kinda forbidden during the communist era, and not because there is no God or something, but because religion unites people. What is the biggest enemy to a political force or any union? It is another union, of course. They didn't want people to be united. That kind of sounds like a smart move, isn't it? Hello. Hello. It's so cool to see that many travelers on bikes. And there's one more. Hello. He was with an Africa twin, Joachim Gruevo. Here in the center of it is placed a real MiG-21. This area here, region around Plovdiv, during the communist era, was militarized by the air forces, like Joachim Gruevo, Graf Ignatieff. That's why they put these airplanes. It's here on the right side. Yeah, nice. And that's how they show what was the situation before, and now it is kind of abandoned. There are no air forces here, I think. And you know, this place has one of the best views. I'm almost in Peshtera. And hello Peshtera. And this place is actually here. It's over there. I hope it's working. So I'm here on the location, on the spot where the museum is. Zdrasti, аз съм за музея.
По 5,50.
Добре. We start with the toys, so hard to find even in the 90s, especially Matchbox cars. To get stuff like this you had to buy it from Coracom, a store that required foreign currency. You were lucky if you inherited some toys from your parents. I remember when I was 5 or 6, I left all my toys on a table outside my grandma's shop. It was right by the windows, but someone still walked by and stole everything. It's interesting because the Coca-Cola one is written in Bulgarian, and Coca-Cola allowed only to Bulgaria to write it in Bulgarian. Yay! So this is Lada 2101, or famous as Zhigula. So yeah, we started with the heavy artillery now. Again, Lada 2107. These are all manufactured in the USSR, of course. And this legendary car is Moskvich 412. And it has an interesting lettering, AZLK. And in Bulgaria we have a common joke that it means "Ak zašto li te kupih," which translates to English as "Oh, why did I buy you?" That is a joke because of the reliability of these cars. Despite not being reliable, people waited a decade for these cars. You had to sign up, pay a deposit and just wait. This Lada 1500 right here? 10 years. Sometimes they would run out of Ladas and offer you a Moskvich instead. Take it or wait another 5 years, they would say. People joked about this by saying, I'm just waiting for a specific color. And Lada were considered the more luxurious cars during the Socialism. And this is Zaporozhets ZAZ 968M, but we all call it Zaska. You won't hear anyone call it Zaporozhets. Oh man. A neighbor owned one of these, but his was white. As you can see, there is an air opening here because the engine is in the backside. It's like a Lamborghini. And this one is another ZAS, but this one is 965, a bit smaller. It's like the Golf version of ZAS. That's a motorcycle. And this one here is GAZ 3102 Volga. Usually these cars were used by the political figures because they were the most luxurious. You can notice that the plates are black. These are the authentic used back then. And these cars with pedals, I always wanted to have one, but I didn't. And recently I came across this photo on Reddit. Two brothers went back to Chernobyl, found their childhood pedal car and recreated the original picture. And what blew my mind is the exact same model is on display right here. Actually, one of my grandfathers owned this model of Moskvich. The door handles are pretty strange. And one kind of uncommon thing is that the tank refilling port is here in the rear and the hole is right there. And that should be an old Bulgarian computer, Pravets 666, 666, the number of the beast. Iron Maiden. I used to own a bike like this one, but with a slightly darker blue color. And this giant car here is Volga M21. It is one of the biggest cars. And from here we will proceed to the last part of the cars. They're higher because this hall was once a cinema. And this here was the widescreen where the movies were projected. And now this is a wallpaper of Sofia, the way it looked during the communist era. And the cars are actually on a stage. Apart from being a cinema hall, it was also a concert hall. A lot of Bulgarian artists used to perform here. So let's go up on the stage. And this is Fiat Polski, iconic little car. And who said that the cars of the communist regime didn't have a good design? Warburg 311. Between 56 and 65, I haven't seen this type of an emblem before. And that actually is Skoda Octavia. That's what the old Octavias used to look like. We all know that the model is still alive. This one looks a lot like an electrical car with this opening in the front and the lack of engine grille. That's because the engine again is in the back. And this one is Skoda S100, Czech's vehicle. And this one is Renault 8. Why is there a French car in this communist museum? Well, this exact model used to be manufactured right here in Bulgaria. It's time for me to go. Ciao! It was a great tour. Actually, not just a tour, but a tour in time. A museum of the fun era. That's it. So that's it for this one. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing. Me, I'm going to wrap it up. I'll see you in the next one. Bangaranga. Come on. It will take eternity. You're not helping, okay? You're not helping. Like Smokey saying, what can I do? Yay!